Seniors over 60, pay attention. For years, you've been told that nuts are a miracle food, packed with healthy fats, protein, and antioxidants. You see them recommended in heart-healthy diets, memory-boosting guides, and even by doctors themselves. But here's the terrifying truth no one explained. Once you pass the age of 60, four specific nuts can turn from superfood into a silent killer if you eat them the wrong way. They can quietly clog your arteries, push your blood sugar into dangerous spikes, and even stress your liver and kidneys, all while you think you're making the healthiest choice possible. And it gets worse. Most seniors are also making 6 everyday mistakes with nuts that experts say can fuel rapid weight gain, trigger painful inflammation in the joints, and accelerate memory loss. Imagine eating a small handful, thinking it's good for your heart, when in reality it's silently working against you, speeding up aging from the inside out. That's why in this video we're going to expose the truth. Which nuts you must never eat like this after 60, the 6 dangerous mistakes that almost every senior makes, and the safer, smarter ways to actually enjoy nuts so they protect your body instead of harming it. By the end, you'll know exactly how to keep nuts as your ally, not your enemy, and it could very well save your health and your life. Nut number 4. Peanuts. Including peanut butter after 60, peanuts can flip from heart-smart snack to a stealth troublemaker depending on how they're prepared and stored. First, the sodium trap. Most roasted peanuts are heavily salted, and many bar mixes are dusted with multiple flavor coatings. For aging blood vessels, that salt load means water retention, higher blood pressure, and more stiffness in the arterial wall. Exactly what we're trying to avoid to protect the heart and brain. Second, sugar and ultra-processing, honey roasted. Peanuts and many commercial peanut butters hide added sugars and emulsifiers that turn an otherwise steady snack into a glycemic boomerang when paired with crackers or jam. That blood sugar surge drives hunger, belly fat, and afternoon energy crashes that seniors often mistake for just getting older. Third, fats and rancidity. Peanuts are rich in oils that go stale quickly when exposed to heat, light, and air. Stale peanuts, and those from warm bulk bins, develop oxidized fats that can irritate the gut lining and amplify inflammation. You'll feel it as bloating, reflux, or achy joints the next morning. Fourth, storage safety. Among all nuts, peanuts are uniquely prone to contamination by molds that can produce aflatoxins if crops or warehouses are poorly managed. Chronic, low-level exposure is the opposite of what a 60-plus liver needs, especially if you take multiple medications that already ask your liver to work overtime. Fifth, raw versus dry roasted confusion. Labels vary wildly, and some dry roasted options still carry long ingredient lists with flavor enhancers you wouldn't use at home. Simplicity matters more with age because additives stack up across a day of eating. Sixth, portion creep and calories. A heaping handful can cross 250 to 300 calories, and peanut butter spreads even faster. 2 casual tablespoons can quietly top 200 calories before you've finished making the sandwich. Over weeks, that's measurable weight gain, more load on knees and hips, and worse overnight reflux when you lie down. Seventh, dental and swallowing risks. Whole peanuts are hard, irregular, and easy to aspirate if you have dentures, dry mouth. From medications or mild swallowing issues, a small cough at the wrong moment is all it takes to irritate the airway. Finally, allergies don't only belong to kids. Adult-onset peanut sensitivity can appear in later life, and what looks like indigestion can actually be hives, throat tightness, or wheezing after a peanut snack. Bottom line, peanuts can live on your plate, but never as salted bar mixes. Sugary honey-roasted clusters, warm bulk bin scoops, or mindless spoonfuls of additive-heavy peanut butter late at night. That's the exact combo that raises pressure, spikes sugar, irritates the gut, and adds pounds when your body can least afford it. Nut number 3, cashews. For many seniors, cashews feel like a luxury nut, creamy, slightly sweet, and easy to snack on by the handful. But after 60, cashews can create a cascade of health problems that go unnoticed until they build up. First is the mineral load. Cashews are unusually high in oxalates, natural compounds that can contribute to kidney stone formation. Older adults, especially those with declining kidney efficiency or on diuretics, are already at higher risk for stones, and oxalate-rich cashews can push that risk higher. Second, blood sugar. Cashews sit in a gray zone. They're not as high fiber as almonds or walnuts, and their starch content means a larger handful can bump blood sugar more than expected. For seniors with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, that subtle spike can make it harder to control A1C levels and lead to that familiar sugar crash fatigue later in the day. Third, processing. Store-bought cashews are almost never truly raw. They're steamed or roasted to remove toxic shell oils, but then many are salted, candied, or coated with flavorings that deliver hidden sodium and sugar loads. Those additives accumulate in the arteries, joints, and waistline when eaten regularly. Fourth, fat density. Cashews are calorie-dense, and the creamy mouthfeel makes it very easy to overeat. A modest-looking handful delivers over 150 calories, and a bowl at a party can quietly reach 500 to 600, numbers that directly translate to belly fat and worsening insulin resistance in seniors. Fifth, allergies and sensitivities. Cashew allergy is one of the fastest-growing nut allergies in adults, and reactions can appear suddenly even in people who tolerated them earlier in life. For someone over 60, even a mild allergic episode can strain the heart and lungs far more than at a younger age. Sixth, dental stress. Cashews may be softer than almonds, but they still require grinding force. For seniors with fragile dental work, bridges, or reduced saliva flow from medications, chewing cashews can lead to cracked teeth or swallowing difficulties. Finally, storage risk. Cashews, like peanuts, are prone to mold growth if stored in warm or humid environments. That mold can produce toxins that the aging liver struggles to process effectively. The creamy sweetness of cashews hides these dangers, but for seniors, routine indulgence in flavored or oversized portions quickly transforms this healthy snack into a driver of stones, sugar swings, extra pounds, and potential allergic shocks. Nut number 2, Brazil nuts. These are often praised as a superfood because of their sky-high selenium content, but for seniors over 60, they can quietly turn into a hidden health trap. One single Brazil nut can contain anywhere from 60 to 90 micrograms of selenium, and the official recommended daily intake for adults is only about 55 micrograms. That means eating just 3 or 4 Brazil nuts in one sitting can push you past the safe upper limit of 400 micrograms a day. And selenium is one of those nutrients where too much quickly becomes toxic. The danger for older adults is that selenium toxicity doesn't always appear right away. It can build silently, showing up as brittle nails, hair loss, nausea, or dizziness, and in more serious cases, nerve damage, digestive distress, and irregular heartbeat. Seniors who are already taking multivitamins or supplements containing selenium are especially at risk, since Brazil nuts can easily double or triple their total daily intake without them realizing it. On top of that, Brazil nuts are very high in fat, and while those fats are mostly unsaturated, the sheer density means that a small handful can pack 200 calories. At an age when metabolism slows and extra calories often go straight to belly fat, regular oversnacking on Brazil nuts accelerates weight gain, worsens insulin resistance, and strains joints and mobility. Another overlooked risk is contamination. Brazil nuts are harvested from the wild, not cultivated in controlled orchards. This makes them more prone to heavy metal accumulation, especially barium and even traces of radium from the soil in Amazon regions. For seniors with compromised liver or kidney function, those metals can be harder to filter out of the body. And finally, their dense, waxy texture can pose a real choking hazard for older adults with reduced saliva or weaker chewing capacity, a problem that becomes serious when paired with dry mouth caused by common medications. Brazil nuts may be powerful, but in doses beyond 1 or 2 a day, they can quietly chip away at heart rhythm stability, hair and nail health, body weight, and even organ safety, making them far more dangerous than most people over 60 ever suspect. Nut number 1, almonds. Universally marketed as the healthiest nut, almonds carry a polished image of being heart-friendly, bone-strengthening, and packed with vitamin E. But once you cross the age of 60, almonds can quietly become one of the most problematic nuts if eaten the wrong way. The first hidden danger is digestive strain. Almonds are extremely high in insoluble fiber and have a hard outer skin that is difficult to break down. Seniors with slower digestion, reduced stomach acid, or conditions like diverticulosis may experience painful bloating, gas, or even constipation after a modest handful. The second risk is swallowing safety. Whole almonds are hard, sharp, and dry. For older adults with dentures, weak chewing muscles, or dry mouth caused by medications, they can easily cause choking episodes or microinjuries in the throat. The third problem lies in blood sugar balance. Almonds are often eaten with dried fruit in trail mixes, and that combination can drive quick glucose spikes followed by fatigue. Even almond butter, though marketed as clean, is calorie-dense and often blended with added sugars or palm oil, a recipe for hidden weight gain that puts strain on aging joints and the pancreas. The fourth danger is kidney stress. Almonds are rich in oxalates, which can fuel kidney stone formation, particularly in seniors already prone to reduced kidney function. Add to this the high phosphorus load, and almonds become difficult for weakened kidneys to filter when consumed daily in large amounts. Fifth, the fat density. Almonds are energy-rich, and a seemingly innocent handful can cross 160 to 180 calories. For a senior with a slower metabolism, those calories often go straight to belly fat, increasing insulin resistance and cardiovascular risk. Finally, let's not ignore contamination issues. Almonds, especially when purchased raw or in bulk bins, are vulnerable to mold and rancidity if stored improperly. Mold toxins burden the liver, while rancid fats promote systemic inflammation, the kind that worsens arthritis pain, brain fog, and vascular stiffness. Almonds remain a powerful nut, but for seniors over 60, large unsoaked handfuls, dry roasted salted versions, sugary almond butters, or trail mixes can transform this so-called supernut into a daily digestive hazard, a kidney stone trigger, and an accelerant of aging processes you're trying to slow down. We've just uncovered the 4 nuts that can quietly turn from a healthy habit into a health trap after 60. And if you were surprised by what you heard, you're not alone. Many seniors believe that simply choosing nuts means they're automatically safe. But as you've seen, it's not that simple. Portion sizes, preparation, and your body's unique changes after 60 all matter more than ever. And here's where things get even more concerning. Beyond the specific nuts themselves, there are 6 universal mistakes that almost every senior makes with nuts of any kind, from almonds to walnuts to peanuts. These mistakes can accelerate weight gain, spike blood sugar, damage arteries, and even reduce brain function, and yet they're repeated daily in households across America. What you'll hear next is inspired by the groundbreaking work of Dr. William Li, who has shown that the way you eat matters just as much as what you eat. So let's dive deeper, because avoiding these 6 mistakes could protect your heart, your memory, and even add years of healthier living. Mistake number 6, eating nuts late at night. Many seniors enjoy a small handful of nuts before bed, thinking it's a healthy way to curb hunger, but after 60 this habit can quietly backfire. Nuts are dense in fats and calories, and eating them right before lying down forces the stomach to keep working when it should be resting. This often leads to reflux, bloating, and that burning in the chest that interrupts sleep. Poor sleep at an older age is more than an inconvenience. It directly affects memory, raises blood pressure, and accelerates brain aging. The hidden danger is blood sugar. Many bedtime nut mixes include dried fruit or coatings, which trigger glucose spikes at the very moment your body should be stabilizing. Instead of restoring itself, the body battles sugar fluctuations, leaving you tired and sluggish in the morning. Over time, this habit contributes to belly fat, worsens insulin resistance, and even reduces the effectiveness of nighttime medications. By slowing digestion, what feels like comfort before bed can, in reality, set the stage for restless nights, weight gain, and long-term health risks. Mistake number 5, buying flavored or coated nuts. At first glance, honey-roasted almonds or barbecue peanuts look like a fun, harmless treat, but for seniors over 60, they carry hidden risks. The sugary coatings quickly spike blood sugar, which can leave you fatigued and make diabetes harder to manage. Salty or seasoned nuts often contain far more sodium than expected, raising blood pressure and increasing fluid retention in the ankles or fingers. Many flavored varieties are also made with preservatives and cheap oils that put extra strain on the liver, a serious concern if you're already taking daily medications. Even the calorie load adds up fast. A small party bowl of candied nuts can pack as many calories as a full meal, leading to belly fat and more pressure on aging joints. And for those with dental work, biting into hard, sticky coatings can easily crack crowns or irritate gums. What looks like an innocent snack can quietly become a source of sugar spikes, weight gain, and unnecessary stress on the body. Mistake number 4. Eating too many at once. Nuts are nutrient-dense, but that density is exactly why portion control matters after 60. A small handful can easily reach 200 calories, and mindlessly snacking during TV or social gatherings often doubles or triples that amount. For seniors with slower metabolism, those extra calories quickly translate to belly fat, which raises the risk of heart disease, insulin resistance, and joint pain. Overeating also overwhelms digestion. Too much fiber and fat in one sitting can cause bloating, constipation, or even reflux that lingers through the night. And while nuts are heart-healthy in moderation, excess servings pile up fats and oxalates that may strain the liver and kidneys. What feels like a healthy snack quickly shifts into a hidden weight gain habit and digestive burden when portions are left unchecked. Mistake number 3. Ignoring freshness and storage. Nuts may look safe sitting in a jar or bulk bin, but after 60, eating stale or poorly stored nuts can be especially risky. Their natural oils spoil quickly when exposed to heat, light, or air, turning rancid and creating compounds that irritate the stomach and worsen inflammation in the joints. Many seniors notice more bloating, acid reflux, or even morning stiffness after eating nuts that weren't stored properly. Bulk bin nuts are another danger. They often sit for months, sometimes in warm or humid conditions, which raises the chance of mold growth. Certain molds produce toxins that put added stress on the liver, which is already working harder with age and medications. Even healthy trail mixes can hide stale or contaminated nuts under layers of salt and sweetness. Without careful storage in airtight containers and cool places, a food that should support heart and brain health can instead accelerate aging and discomfort. Mistake number 2. Thinking all nut butters are healthy. Many seniors swap whole nuts for peanut or almond butter, believing it's easier to chew and just as nutritious. But most commercial nut butters are far from pure. They often contain added sugars, hydrogenated oils, and excess salt, turning a heart-healthy food into something that spikes blood sugar, fuels inflammation, and burdens the liver. Even natural nut butters can be misleading. Portion sizes add up quickly, and just 2 heaping tablespoons can deliver over 200 calories. For older adults with a slower metabolism, that's an easy path to steady weight gain and more pressure on the joints. Sticky textures also pose a hidden risk. Nut butters can be hard to swallow if you deal with dry mouth or dentures, raising the chance of choking. What feels like a safer, softer alternative often ends up being a concentrated source of sugar, fat, and calories that silently work against your health after 60. Mistake number 1. Believing raw or unprocessed means safe. Many seniors reach for raw nuts thinking they're the cleanest, most natural option, but after 60 this can backfire. True raw nuts often carry natural compounds, like lectins and tannins, that are harder to digest and may cause bloating or stomach upset in older adults with weaker digestion. Some raw nuts, especially almonds and cashews, can even harbor mold spores or bacteria if not handled properly, adding stress to the liver and immune system. On the other side, roasted nuts sound safer but are often cooked in cheap vegetable oils that oxidize at high heat, creating compounds that raise inflammation and harm blood vessels. Seniors with heart disease or arthritis may feel the effects as joint pain, swelling, or higher blood pressure. Without careful choice, that pure and natural label can trick you into eating nuts that quietly damage digestion, circulation, and long-term health. We've now walked through the 4 nuts that can quietly become dangerous after 60, and the 6 mistakes almost every senior makes without realizing it. What seemed like one of the healthiest snacks in the world can, if handled the wrong way, raise blood pressure, spike blood sugar, trigger joint pain, and even speed up aging in the brain and heart. But here's the good news. None of this means you must give up nuts completely. When chosen wisely, stored properly, and eaten in the right portions at the right time of day, nuts can still be a powerful ally for your body. A few plain almonds. In the morning, a spoon of pure almond butter with fruit, or a couple of Brazil nuts for selenium once in a while. These small, thoughtful choices can strengthen your arteries, protect memory, and give lasting energy without the hidden risks. The real secret, inspired by the work of Dr. William Lee, is that health after 60 is not only about what you eat, but how you eat it. So before you grab your next handful of nuts, remember, less is often more, and awareness is your strongest tool. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these mistakes in your own life? Or do you have a way of enjoying nuts that works well for you? Share your experience in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more senior health tips that can truly make a difference.